I was interested in technology as a way of like trying to control things that and try to improve things. I've always liked nature, and I had never been in the rainforest, for example. And then in one of these trips, I was in the Amazon in these volunteer projects, and you couldn't drink the water, even if you were in a very pristine place in one of the most natural places in the world. You couldn't drink the water from the streams because it had like some mercury from illegal mining, and also from human sewage and human people living in these areas and just not taking care of what they were doing with the water. So I wanted to do. I want to learn how to you could clean water on your own, and that's how the idea started to do a small filter that you could take it wherever you go, and like be portable, be open, be low cost. Hopefully in the future that you can make it on your own as well, and so that you can even if you're away and you cannot drink the water, you could just grab the water and drink it straight from the source. No? Because it's an open project, the idea is that people collaborate. So you start telling these ideas and people are very positive about it, and they want to help and they want to support. And that was really nice. So that kind of shifted a lot of the original mindset that I had before, from like studying economics, studying finance, and like working for a big company. Then you realize that if you do everything on your own, kind of like it doesn't really make sense, because you're gonna be fighting for like your own battle and trying to make something and for your own purpose. But and now I see that it's so much better to try to do something more collaborative and open. You learn so much more. You can share that knowledge. You can also get inspired by different people and like different positive actions. We can propose solutions and not just wait for people to tell us, we have reached an agreement. I think we're much more people than what they are, than the people that don't want to reach an agreement. We're so much more people. We are so many. We have, ideas. We have actions. There's so much power and energy in all these people, and we're kind of held back by waiting for an agreement or waiting for things to happen. And there's a lot of interests that don't want that to happen. So, and we shouldn't be let down by that. I think we can, by sharing, by collaborating, by exchanging information, knowledge. We have so many tools now that we can use also for this. And if you use all these tools and all that knowledge and all these networks for a good purpose, you're going to reach a very good impact and you're going to evolve. So that's, for me, that's the whole, the reason why I would like to see that more, like more people sharing, more people collaborating to solve these problems. We cannot do it alone. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm here. It's a gathering combining like people from native communities that they have lived there hundreds of years, and they lived in a way that they didn't disturb the environment and their natural surroundings. So and they were not like being violent against nature. They were working with nature. I think we have to learn a lot from that because we take, normally Western society takes nature as a resource to just use and not to restore or improve. And I think we can learn a lot from that knowledge. Of course, there's a lot of ceremonies and very mystical and rituals, and I've never seen that personally, but I think that's also a very interesting dimension because even though some things might be different to what you believe, because there's different religions and you're brought up in a different culture, you can see the actual purpose and the energy. It's a positive energy. So I think that really is very useful. And so I think the natural evolution is to improve. and there's a spirit, there's a positive energy in most people. There's a small percentage of people, and we know that. I mean, there's a tiny percentage of people who naturally want to destroy. They want to kill, they want to, harm other creatures, other people. And that's a tiny percentage. So I think we shouldn't let, the humanity be destroyed by that tiny percentage that is working on their own interests. So we can do it for ourselves, but I think we shouldn't do it only for ourselves. We should do it because we're just a tiny part in the, of life in the planet. So we should do it we should try to be or thinking and feeling that there is more life. When you see a tree in the Amazon, it's not a tree, it's not a chair, it's not a sofa. It's an ecosystem. It's like the basis for life, for insects, for other plants, for birds, for a whole network of living things, and we have to change that focus, no? to see what nature is. It's not a sofa, it's not oil for your car to go on vacation, but it's like a living organism. So we shouldn't think as a person. Because we're made out of bacteria, fungus, cells. I mean, even these cells, they have their own life. They're part of the system, but they're creating us. But our liver, our heart, they're made out of cells that have instructions. They have information to work for the whole system. So if they don't work for that whole system, they die. The same is with the planet. I mean, we're just tiny cells, and like animals are also cells, plants are cells. We have DNA information that we can share between each other to improve, because cells, we evolved from cells, from tiny little cells, because these cells exchange information, they exchanged knowledge, and they evolved, they improved. We as people, we are not just, we have a conscience, but we think that it's just me. No, we have like so many living organisms living for us and from us, inside of us. I mean, that's just amazing, no? So you're everything, but at the same time you're nothing, because you're made out of tiny, living and self-organizing cells. The most important thing is to exchange knowledge, exchange information, and evolve based on this open information and open exchange of knowledge. We have the power to do something to change it. It is possible to change, and we should just focus on working on that.